Well, first of all, thank you for the question, and or maybe I should say, Gramagat Dunkesh Shin, and also say Tobron Orm Nak Will Gaeilge Lifa Gum, Bawalum Unkesh Fragart as Berla, as a result of that. But can I say and some people I think will relate to this, I'm learning from my children. Two of my daughters go to a Gael school down the road. And we are actually starting to speak Irish in my home again. In fact, not again, for the first time ever. And my third daughter is about to do the same. So I think we need a progressive and ambitious plan for the Irish language. I remember Joe McHugh having this conversation with me. I don't know where Joe is. He's here somewhere. And Joe actually was an inspiration in this way. He was made minister with responsibility for the Irish language by the Taoiseach, who has beautiful Irish. And I remember speaking to him afterwards, and he was sort of intimidated by it, but challenged by it at the same time. And he started from having a similar level of Irish to me, probably now. And within 6 or 8 weeks, he was only speaking Os Gaeilge in his office, and showed how people can actually learn if they want to, and have the time to be able to put to that, particularly a conversational Irish, which is, I think, what we should be striving for through Irish education.
Germagat an ceist tá an 5 céine lum ní mé lífa ach tá mé rinne mé Gaeilge mar ábhar sa scóil don ar teist ach chuir mé dermid ar gachrod ach tá mé ag feall am rí sin is tá mé ag cleachta gach lá agus tá mé ag éirí níos muínach agus níos lífa gach lá agus mar dúirt mé nuair thosaigh mé óráid garam go úsáid óí mé mo chuid Gaeilge gach lá mar híiseach mar bíonn seans agam mar imthuirmse is rud antábhachtach ar teanga náisiúnta ar céad teanga úsáid agus a úsáid ar ócáid speisialta agus ócáid stáit. Ceapam trí rudaí níos mó Gaelscoil na Gael Coláiste agus éanadaí. There is a huge demand at the moment for people to be educated through the medium of Irish in the way that Simon's daughters are now, and a lot of people can't achieve that opportunity, unfortunately, because of inadequate availability of Gaelscoil in lots of parts of Ireland. I've just opened the second one in my own constituency recently, and then when they do, they go on to second level because there is no Gael Coláiste in their area and there's no Aonad in their local secondary school, and that's something I think we need to change so that anybody who wants to have the opportunity to be educated through Irish in a Nínra, in a Gael school, or after that in a Gael Coláiste should have the opportunity to do so. Another thing that I know is being worked on at the moment by Minister McHugh is the Acht na Gaeilge Nua. There's a lot of talk about Acht na Gaeilge in Northern Ireland, which should happen, by the way. And I think we should support that, but also we need to reform our Act as well to strengthen the provisions in that. And then I think, thirdly and most importantly, it should be much easier to access services through the medium of Irish, and particularly through our public service. And a lot of people feel they can't. And one of the reasons I think why those of us who learn French or German actually find it easier to learn French or German, you do so because you get a chance to use it. In a cafe, in a restaurant, in a pub, booking a ticket, anything like that. The opportunities to use Irish on a daily basis are pretty slim. I think we need to make it a point of making it available in more of our public service, and I think that would make a big difference. But just to pick up on something Simon said, as he picked up on something else, I absolutely agree with him, and I'm fully happy to acknowledge any role that I had in that campaign that wasn't successful. What I think is worth pointing out, as was the case for both of us, the Communications Committee, which I headed up, was stepped down in November before the election in February, as was Simon's Committee on Policy. So I think perhaps if the two of us had more of a role in that election, we might have actually helped to deliver a better result. And I hope, whatever happens, the two of us will work together on campaigns in future elections and deliver a better result. and certainly, having delivered in my part of the country, a good result in Dublin and the East Coast, in a very difficult election. Certainly, any advice that we can give Cork or other parts of the country where there wasn't that successful a result, we'd be happy to do that.
It's good to see. It's good. It's